One thing that always stuck with me about the case is I remember talking with my mom about it, and I have sisters who are not super far away in age from Abby and Libby, like they're in that generation.
This is Liberty German. She and her best friend, Abigail Williams, are walking along an old railroad bridge in the quiet town of Delphi, Indiana. But they have no idea. Someone is watching them. Minutes later, Liberty records a video that a man in a dark jacket and jeans approaches them. His voice is low and firm as he utters two haunting words. Down the hill. The girls vanished. By the next afternoon, their bodies are discovered near the trail. But what no one knows is that Liberty's phone holds a terrifying clue, one that will send investigators on a years-long hunt for a killer hiding in plain sight. The Delphi murders took place on February 13, 2017, in Delphi, Indiana, claimed the lives of Abigail Williams and Liberty German. The two young girls were last seen near the Monon High Bridge Trail, part of the Delphi Historic Trails. The next day, their bodies were discovered about half a mile from where they had disappeared. The case gained widespread media attention, particularly because Liberty German had managed to capture both video and audio of a man believed to be the killer on her smartphone, a crucial piece of evidence that would fuel the investigation for years. For 6 years, the case remained unsolved until, in 2022, Richard M. Allen was arrested and charged with the murders. This all began on February 13, 2017, at approximately 1:35 p.m. 13-year-old Abigail Williams, born June 23, 2003, and 14-year-old Liberty German, born December 27, 2002, were dropped off by Liberty's older sister, Kelsey German, near County Road 300 North, east of the Hoosier Heartland Highway. The two friends were hiking along the Monon High Bridge over Deer Creek, an isolated area surrounded by dense woodland. At 2:07 p.m., Liberty posted a photo of Abigail walking across the bridge on social media. That was the last known sign of life from either girl. When they failed to meet Liberty's father at their arranged pickup time of 3:15 p.m., their families grew concerned and began searching for them. By 5:30 p.m., the girls were officially reported missing. Initially, authorities did not suspect foul play. However, that changed when their bodies were discovered the next day around noon, about half a mile east of the bridge on the north bank of Deer Creek. Details of the murders were not immediately released, but police soon shared a critical piece of evidence, a grainy still image from Liberty's smartphone showing a man walking along the bridge, hands in his pockets, head down. By February 15th, Indiana State Police had named this individual, later dubbed the Bridge Guy, as the primary suspect. On February 22nd, law enforcement released an audio clip recovered from Liberty's phone. In the muffled recording, a male voice could be heard instructing, "Down the hill." Investigators praised Liberty's bravery for secretly recording the suspect, noting that her actions provided invaluable evidence. They also confirmed that additional material had been retrieved from the phone but withheld further details to avoid jeopardizing future proceedings. By this time, the reward for information leading to an arrest had reached $41,000. On July 17, 2017, authorities released a composite sketch of a man considered a person of interest in the case. The sketch was based on eyewitness accounts from a hiker who had been on the trails that day. Then, on April 22, 2019, Indiana State Police revealed a significant development. They released a new sketch of the suspect, which looked noticeably different from the earlier one, and urged the public to carefully examine the images, listen to the recorded audio, and analyze the man's manner of walking on the bridge. Investigators believed the suspect was familiar with Delphi, either as a resident, a worker, or someone who frequently visited the area. Authorities also asked for help identifying the driver of a vehicle that had been abandoned at a former child services office along the Hoosier Heartland Highway between noon and 5 p.m. on the day of the murders. This appeal, combined with growing public interest, kept the case in the spotlight until Richard M. Allen was arrested in 2022. In September 2022, investigators reviewed a misfiled tip after a volunteer file clerk discovered an error. Richard Allen's last name had been recorded incorrectly, causing the file to be wrongly marked as cleared. The clerk realized that the tip had originally been about Allen and brought it to investigators. In the tip, Allen had self-reported 3 days after the murders, stating that he had been on the trails that day, but had not seen Abigail Williams or Liberty German. On October 26, 2022, Allen was taken into custody and appeared in court 2 days later. On October 31st, Indiana State Police announced that he had been charged with 2 counts of murder. He pleaded not guilty. The arrest was described as the first major breakthrough in the case after nearly 6 years. Initially set for March 2023, Allen's trial was postponed to allow his defense team time to review discovery materials. On November 29, 2022, Judge Francis Gull ordered the unsealing of the probable cause affidavit, which revealed crucial evidence. Footage from German's phone showed one of the victims mentioning a gun before a man in a dark jacket and jeans ordered them down the hill. A .40 caliber unspent round was found near the bodies, later matched to a gun owned by Allen. Witnesses reported seeing a man walking away from the bridge, appearing muddy and bloody. A car parked in an unusual manner also matched a vehicle owned by Allen in 2017. Allen had initially told police in 2017 that he had been on the trail for 2 hours that afternoon. In a later 2022 interview, he admitted to wearing jeans and a dark jacket that day. He claimed he was on the bridge watching fish. He later told his wife he had been on the trail the day the girls went missing and self-reported this information to a Department of Natural Resources officer. Richard Matthew Allen, born in September 1972, grew up in Mexico, Indiana. He attended North Miami Middle High School, where he participated in sports before graduating in 1991. After a short time in the U.S. Army and National Guard, he pursued accounting at Ivy Tech Community College. Allen worked as a store manager at Walmart before moving to 2 CVS pharmacy locations in Peru and Delphi. He obtained a pharmacy technician license in 2018. Allen and his wife relocated to Delphi in 2006 and had 1 daughter. Allen's defense team requested a change of venue, arguing that intense media coverage would make it difficult to find an unbiased jury in Carroll County. In October 2023, Judge Gull removed Allen's attorneys due to crime scene photos being leaked from their office. The Indiana Supreme Court later reinstated them. Allen's trial began on October 18, 2024. Prosecutors revealed that both girls had their throats cut. Williams was found wearing German's clothing, while German was discovered nude. The .40 caliber bullet found between the bodies was linked to Allen's gun through forensic analysis. Prosecutors told the jury that Allen had confessed to the murders more than 60 times while incarcerated, including to his wife, mother, prison officials, and other inmates. These confessions were made in person, over the phone, and in writing. A state police master trooper, who had listened to over 700 of Allen's prison calls, testified that Allen's voice matched the bridge guy heard in German's phone recording. A psychologist working for the Indiana Department of Corrections testified that Allen had been diagnosed with a serious mental illness. Allen reportedly admitted to her that he had initially planned to sexually assault the victims, but fled when he saw a van nearby. He then cut their throats and covered their bodies with sticks. The defense also called a neuropsychologist who testified that Allen suffered from severe depression, work-related stress, and anxiety.
And that spells out everything they seized and they took from the Allen residence. So it was very interesting to see exactly what they took. We know obviously that they took a gun. I don't think we realized how many guns he had. He also had knives. And of course, they also took many items of clothing.
The sequestered jury began deliberations on November 7, 2024. On November 11th, Allen was convicted on all counts. On December 20th, Judge Gull sentenced him to 130 years in prison, 65 years for each murder, served consecutively. He was later transferred to Westville Correctional Facility and later to Pendleton Correctional Facility, where he is serving his sentence. That's all for this video. We hope you have found this video informative and interesting. What are your thoughts about this case? Let us know in the comments section. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon for more interesting videos like this. Thank you for watching our video.